All right, welcome everyone to the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour. This is the Bristol Classic hosted by Borderline Billiards. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and I have a special treat in the booth with me, Miss Emily Duddy.
Hi, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Lonnie, for having me. Looking forward to commentating.
Well, thanks for reaching out this morning. I appreciate it, Emily.
You got it.
Always one of the first ones to offer your help, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And of course, the fans love it when you get in, so we totally do that. Now,
Awesome.
I know you and I have already discussed this. These ladies have already started. It's a race to six alternate break format with the 9 on the spot.
Yep.
No 3-point rule. No, but there is a 3 foul rule in effect. Cue ball fouls only. I'm not familiar with either of these ladies, and I know that you aren't either.
Yes, I am not as well.
So we're going to do our very best to bring you the best possible commentary we can with very little knowledge of the players. So I apologize for that. But it's Haley Cradic versus Ronnette Chopp. Both of these ladies are exactly the same in Fargo rate, 433.
Well, that should make for a pretty good match if they're similar to the same
Now,
rating.
Yeah, and Ronnette just came off a tough loss to Nate Goldman from Game On
Oh,
Here.
yeah, she lost 6-4 to Nate.
Yeah, so she just came off that loss. So we'll see if that's has any effect on this match for her.
Yeah.
But this is an elimination round, so whoever wins this match will advance to the final stage. Whoever loses is going home.
It was a big match for both of these ladies.
Absolutely.
Very, they've been grinding for, 2 days now to really try to get into that stage 2 that starts tonight. So they're going to be giving it their all, and, probably some nerves going on, with them on the stream. And, as a more, I would say, newer players, probably neither of them have been on a stream before, right? Which is exciting. It's great to really get a lot of the newer players more experience.
Right. And I can't personally say, to be honest with you, I can't personally say if they have any experience on the stream, but they've never been on our stream.
Yes.
Right. So
a good point. Yes. But with that said, that's why this is such a great tour and tournament that Janet has started, and hopefully there will be more of them.
Yeah.
Because, we used to have a stronger regional system in America for women at this rating and trying to get on the tour.
What a good stepping stone that Janet started, right?
Exactly.
I mean, to give these ladies a little bit of a, well, I've said this. So on the East Coast, I got the JP Newt.
Yep.
On the West Coast, you got the West Coast Tour.
Yeah.
So those are our regional tours currently with the WPBA. We don't really have anything in the middle.
Exactly.
And so this is a really, really smart idea by Janet Atwell and her Brunswick team.
For sure.
And Peach Hour, of course, is also included in that. And so many others. There's so many sponsors involved here. But so this is just a really good stepping stone for some of these ladies to get a vibe of what the WPBA is all about.
Yeah.
And coming in through something like this, winning may give them a little more confidence going into a WPBA event.
Yeah.
So
it's going to make them a lot stronger and more experienced. And, the way to make American pool stronger is by giving, our base more opportunities to play. And this is what this does. And it's basically, this is very similar to the regional tours we have, with a different kind of title, with a semi-pro title, but it has, you do have WPPA players in here because they did, do the Fargo rate. And that's good because when I was trying to qualify, 20 years ago, I had to qualify through Karen Korn, Kelly, and Gerda. They all played on our regional tours.
I also did the same thing. My first go round, I had to do also that.
Yeah.
Come through the Midwest Great Lakes Tour.
Oh, yeah.
And I had girls like Rachel Bink and Alice Rim. And,
Oh, yeah. I remember all
and
those
so
girls.
they were not, it was not an easy path,
Yep.
to get your ranking points or to win a qualifier and get your foot in the door to these events. So I think this is wonderful.
I think so too.
And I think the fact that some of us are able to play in it as touring professionals, I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get just a small taste, and we're just the middle of the road.
Exactly.
For what the elite players bring to the table, right?
It's an opportunity for us to be able to play a lot of the other top Americans, right? Because obviously we've been on tour a long time, but we can, like the top European and Asian players, a lot of them play full-time, 40 hours a week. They have federations, they have more different kind of sponsor support. American pool is just a different kind of market and industry. We have different kind of careers. So this is a great opportunity for us, but also to give back and to play, the up and coming kind of young players, and hopefully get some stars that can get onto the WPBA and be, new
Successful.
faces. Yeah, new faces, and give these women opportunities.
Absolutely. I would totally agree with you on that. I would say that the American market is just, it's a different market altogether. And I know you know this, to be just a hair outside of the elite, you still have to have a job in the US.
Yep.
Like, we don't
Yeah.
have federations that
We
can
don't.
help
It's
us.
so different for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so these tournaments that Janet's putting on, in my opinion, give us those 16 through 32 players that are not quite that top echelon, that elite player. It gives us more opportunity for seasoning.
Yes.
It gives us more chances for our sponsors that we do have to see us.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, there's some
Very
good qualities to
positive.
what Janet's
I
doing
agree.
here. So,
I agree.
all right. So we got some back and forth action. End up,
Haley did make that 9 ball to get that first game there.
yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of back and forth and things were tied up. So,
All right, so they're having a conversation, not exactly sure what's gone on. They're asking someone on the sidelines.
I'm not sure either, yeah.
Maybe their tablet isn't. Oh, their tablet's definitely working. It scored. All right, guys, so I want to say thank you for those of you guys who are tuned in on WPBA Billiards on YouTube. I did put in the link or the description, the link to the Borderline Billiards YouTube channel as well, which we're dual streaming to, so this match can be found there as well. But I need everyone who's watching or currently a WPBA fan to do me a solid and run over to the Brunswick Borderline Billiards page on YouTube and give them a subscribe. We're trying to help Janet grow her channel, and that's kind of why we're here, helping Janet support this event and make sure that that our fan bases cross, so that in the future when these semi-pro events happen, that you'll have multiple ways to watch or to support. So thanks, guys, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing that. This is all the community of pool really coming together, and you guys are part of our community. Our fan base is really important, but this is also to support Janet, Borderline Billiards, Brunswick. They're putting a lot into this, guys, to really support women's pool, women's American pool, and that is a big deal, and it's really needed. So yeah, we appreciate all that support. Yeah,
Nice. That was our
one more
first-
time on the Borderline. Is it on the Borderline YouTube?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, cool.
It's called Borderline Billiards Brunswick Arena, I think is the name of it, and it's got the Borderline logo with a really cool purple background. So if that helps you guys locate it, but I did put the link in the description. So thanks for everybody that's tuning in. Superman Trick Shots is in the booth. Cal is in the chat. Hi guys.
Hi guys.
And it looks like Haley broke dry, and Ronnette's going to have a good look at the one to get started.
Yeah.
Tough to get on the two.
Yeah, to get on the two, she's really going to have to move around that 8 ball at the top of the table. I think that's the 8 or the 4. No, I think it's the 4 actually.
Yeah, that's the 4.
Right, so she has to miss that and then kind of maybe cut through that window. So see if she can navigate this traffic to get back down table.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of traffic. The good thing is if she misses the 4 ball, she's likely to catch the window of between the 8 and the 7 to get to the 2.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see how she approaches this. I feel as though she's queuing a little too high to miss the 4, though. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
She needed to drag with a little bit of draw that would have lengthened out the point of contact, and that would have gotten her behind the 4 and back around.
For sure. So, I mean, definitely the best option here is a safety. You have like big pocket. You have big balls with the 6 and the 7 and the 9. I would, send the 2 to the side rail and then just put the cue ball behind that pack right there. I think she kind of went for a bank, but it was kind of a two-way. She banked it and then could have gotten behind the pack and had the shot on the 3. So that was a smart effort, or a smart choice, I would say.
Yeah, agreed.
Just didn't quite get behind the 7 ball.
Yeah, I actually thought the same thing about the 2-way. I was like, technically, this could be a 2-way.
Yeah.
She could go offensive and defensive at the same time.
Yeah. That's the only problem is missing the shot and then not getting quite at the safety. Whereas if you're solely focused on the safety there, you're more likely to definitely get the hook. But definitely merits to both. It's a nice stroke there, trying to get back a little farther. It's going to have to bank the 3 in this side pocket.
It's a good
Oh,
look.
she can cut it. I think it's like yeah, I think she can cut it. She's going to send it towards the 7, and that's a really, she want to avoid hitting those balls. Oh, nice. If hitting the 6 full in the face was a good option. So she has a shot on the 4. Because of where the 5 ball is, because the 5 ball is hanging, she can really concentrate on just making this 4 ball in the top right corner and, just kind of letting her stroke out. And she should end up, with a shot on the 5, just like that. She kind of had to settle there just for that kind of a longer position on the 5, but obviously with it hanging over the pocket, it was helping her, the situation. This is tricky because where the 8 is and the 9 is a tight window for that 6.
Yeah, that was tricky because depending on how thin or thick you hit the 5, change the trajectory of the cue ball. So
Yeah,
it's definitely difficult there.
exactly. When that object ball is really close to the pocket, right, you can either hit a lot of it or a little of it, and then it changes that angle. She had a nice line to come up for try to get the 6 on the side. She just came a little short. Tried to play the carom there, make the 8 on the side. See what Ronnette decides to do. It's a little tricky to hold it, but you can probably go up and play the 7 in the bottom corner, but that's a tight angle too. All right. Well, Ronnette played a great shot from the 6 to the 7, and then just went a little too far there to hold position for the 8 in the side. Let's see. I think she's going for her jump cue, which I think is a good decision here with how close the 8 is to the pocket. She could also elect to kick it. One rail. I like the one rail going towards the top right.
Sorry, guys, I didn't put the booth cam up. We are
Sorry,
very
we were
tight quarters back here. We are also set up with Janet's stream team as well. So it was kind of difficult to find space to do things.
Yeah, we would love to give you a booth cam, but we're making it work within a tiny little room together, and we have another streamers right next to us with the other table. So, but know that we are here and we're happy to have you in the booth and joining us. We're kind of up in the attic, I would say, but it's great because
it's above Janet's office.
Yeah, we're above the office.
Yeah, we're above Janet's
office. It
works,
though. It definitely works. Oh, great try.
Really good effort.
Yeah. The way she hit it, too, if she had clipped it, good chance of making that ball. All right, giving Haley ball in hand with the 8-9. Shouldn't be a problem here.
Well done. Just gets her to second rock on the board.
Kind of bridging over the pocket a little bit, which makes it a little awkward, but hopefully she can just stay down. Yep,
Ooh.
nice little
Wiped its feet a little bit on the way in.
Little wiggle. Little wiggle.
That does happen. No problem there. It still falls, counts. Still looks good on paper.
Yeah, exactly. Still does the job, gets the job done.
All right, real quick, while I think they're looking for their rack. I don't know what's going on this
Yeah.
table. Let's say thank you to our sponsors really
Yeah.
quick. All right, guys, we're back at it. Sorry about that. We had some stuff pump in the booth and things to take care of. All right, yeah. So they're taking care of some things down on the floor, and not gonna lie, Emily and I were just kind of peeping it.
Yeah, there's some working out some kinks. Right. But it's great too. Like a lot of these players are used to playing in maybe amateur tournaments or, APA tournaments or, things where it's a little different now. We're trying, like, this is WPBA dress code, WPBA rules, WPBA, a lot of differences. So
Yeah,
we want to teach them those things and
Yeah.
get them used to those things so that hopefully when they do get on tour,
it's not like a culture shock when they walk
Exactly.
in.
And it does elevate their professionalism and they're thereby raising the professionalism of amateur pool in America or semi-professional pool in America.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the overall, it's the rules that are in place here are in place to protect the integrity of the brand that we're building, and that's really important. And so all of these things are like the dress
Yes.
codes. I mean, I think it's a really big deal. Like
Yes.
I think the dress codes are important, and then your ethics and the way you carry yourself are very important when you represent a brand.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying myself here, and I've met a ton of women that I didn't know existed.
Me too. Yeah, it's been really great to meet like so many new faces and new faces coming out here and putting their money in and traveling here to play. That's a big deal,
Absolutely.
And it's great that they have that opportunity, but that they're brave enough to put themselves in the box. That's how you guys get better.
Absolutely.
You have to just get in here and get in the arena and you just have to get through, go through so much to really get better. and get that
Absolutely.
seasoning, right?
And this is how you grow as a player, and to really find out if you have the abilities to compete at the next level.
Yes.
I think it's really
And well,
important.
if you maybe you're stronger in some areas, but maybe you realize you figure out what your game needs work on, you also start to learn. You know, a lot of players I don't have a stronger defense when they're the newer players, and then you start to learn, you know, defensive shots more when you're playing better players and you're in that competition.
And I would say, and I know maybe you would agree with this, Emily. I think that some of the players too. I think that right now in the U.S. there's not a lot of focus on 9-foot table play, and we're seeing
Yeah.
because we have so much growth in our league systems in the U.S. So the 7-foot
Yeah.
table is more common.
Yep. Yep.
I love that these events are happening because we're saying, hey, if you want to go to the next level, let's put the time in on these 9-foot tables.
For sure.
Let's grow a little bit, right?
For sure. I agree completely.
Yeah. And so I love seeing it, but I can tell the difference between girls that are more commonly comfortable on a 7-footer
Yeah.
versus a 9-footer. Like I've seen it throughout the week. You know what I
It's
mean?
true. Well, I mean, like you said, a lot of these girls are a lot of pool halls in the Midwest, and we've had a big shift where, you know, tables now have more bar boxes and less 9-footers, and it is the trend. Of course, you know, because the economy, and then you can fit more tables in, and you have more people being able to play in table time. I get it. I will say Ultimate Pool, which obviously I'm a big player of and a
You
fan,
enjoy it,
you know, and
yeah.
I'm one of their, you know, a supporter of their tour. They are played on 7-footers, and you know, I used to I've always been a big table player, mine since I was 8 years old, and I never wanted to play any bar table tournaments. However, eight ball bar box, and done in the right way with the right rules and the right condition and production,
It's fun.
is a wonderful game.
Yeah, of course.
I
I think 8-ball's a better game on a 7-footer than it is on a 9-footer.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree.
I mean, I grew up in my family owns a small bar in Michigan, and we have 2 bar tables. And although I started in a pool hall, so I played more on 9-footers.
Yeah.
It was, you know, I played a ton on the 7-footer, still do sometimes because it's available and it's,
Yeah.
you know, what all of the leagues and all the
Yeah.
local tournaments are on. But I do love what I do. I think what Ultimate Pool is doing is super fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's got its place. I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything wrong with it. I'm definitely not a
I only
snob
think
to
it's
that
not
one.
only fun. I think it's completely professional and amazing, and their production is incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
I've
have a
been
huge crew too.
I've been to all of their events this year. They are literally produced at the highest quality. The streaming. There's live action. There's live action replays. The commentators are amazing. Like, it's not only, it is a very top level of production for pool, you know, so it's fun, but it's also done very, very well. And I think that's why they've had so much success. And that's why, as a player, I really enjoy it, because I enjoy the rules. I enjoy its way. They're run very well from a tournament standpoint. You know, they run very
Well, it's a
smoothly.
business for them.
Exactly. No, it's good, and it's good for pool too, you know.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's fun to play. Man, I'm telling you, when I'm in that arena and it goes to a 15-second shot clock, let's go. You know, I like it. Oh, look at the shot.
Ooh, so close. She almost lost the cue ball though.
And I think 9 ball is much better on a 9-footer. Like you were saying, I prefer 8-ball also on a bar table. I think it's a better game than 9-ball. I hate 9-ball on a small table, you know,
no,
because you
I
just
agree.
can't let your stroke out, and there's a lot going on. So
You can. It's just tighter quarters. It's I mean,
7-footer letting your stroke out is no bueno. Believe me, I've tried to do it so many times. It always gets me in trouble. I just
well,
gotta
that's
go
because you
pick,
come
pick,
from a
pick.
9-footer.
Exactly
But if
right.
you were
That's
a
a
7-foot
true-
player,
that is a true.
there
That's
is,
a good
you
point.
know,
Yeah,
letting
but
your
then
stroke out means something different.
That's true. I've been
so-
a big table player since I didn't play on any small tables when I was
Right.
growing up.
All right, so Haley's got another opportunity here, and all the balls are pretty open.
Yep.
She kind of overran the cue a bit on this one, so she's going to be back cutting the 6 a tad to the right side pocket.
Yeah, if she can, I think if she can catch it pretty thin and like dig in right before the side pocket, you know,
Ooh.
that's what I was saying. If you catch it too full, you're going and usually scratching every time. So it
Yeah.
has to be, you kind of have to overcut that and cut it towards the right side of the pocket.
And you really have to dig in with some draw. Like, I feel like you
I don't
kind of
think
want
the draw would help there. I mean,
But
it's
I'm
hard to
saying
tell
to
from
the
that angle.
scythe to get the cue away from the corner pocket if you're worried about that. That's one way that it could help.
Yeah, I think there was from a little too much angle from what I would see is that I like going forward and maybe cheating the pocket a little bit more, like that draw from where she was, especially a cue ball close to the rail. Hard to get that really tough draw, but she almost got there. You know, she just missed like avoiding the scratch, right? And this should hopefully be, you know, a good shot for Ronnette. This is a little funny, but hopefully she can get, yeah, I was going to say she might have to shoot it with the bridge. I mean, really, you just want to play 7 and then 9 up in the top corner. The side, do you have a side camera? The side looks a little too tight to play in. Ah, thank you. Yeah, what do you think? I think the side is too tight. Like, the corner's definitely a bigger pocket.
There's a lot of people lined up over there. Probably give them every $20 supposed to get me out of here.
Yeah, the side's too tight, I think.
Yeah. Just a bigger pocket to play it if you play it in the corner.
All day. Tomorrow and
Bigger pocket if you play it in the corner. Lonnie was helping me with my microphone.
We move them all around when we're talking, and then next thing you know, they're down
It's like, woo!
or on the top of your head, and nobody can hear us.
Here you go. Just roll this in the corner. Doesn't have to really worry about the cue ball too much. You know, the side pocket is there, but she should be able to avoid it, the scratch.
Yeah, I think she's a bit. I mean, she's just too far out. I don't think that's makeable on the side, but
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she could roll it in and it would just limp its way in, but I think the corner is definitely the option. The
I
right
agree.
shot.
I
Yeah.
agree, yeah. Yeah, we have the precision for the side. It's just too great. It's unnecessary too, because this is a really nice like straight shot in the corner, bigger pocket.
Oh.
Kind of let up on the stroke there at the
Yeah.
end, right?
Yeah, and then I'm thinking, like, that's brutal too. She leaves Haley kind of in a small spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this cuts. So she's got to come up with something. I mean, there's a containing safe here. She could do that.
Yeah, I mean, she could spin it in maybe with a lot of it outside, but she's going to lose the cue ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you tap
Maybe.
on it, and at this stage, I would tap it. Probably just tap the 9 ball to the rail just below the corner pocket, and just make her come with the shot, like you said, the containing safe.
She's tried to swing
Yeah,
at
she went for the
it.
cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a tall order
Yeah, it is. But she has she's left distance
and dead straight.
and straight, so, for Ronnette, this is probably, she's already missed it once. Now you've got all this green or blue in between the cue and the 9 ball.
Yeah, no, this is a tough shot for anybody, really, because of the distance and it's so straight. And hopefully she can stay down a little longer on that stroke compared to last time. Yeah, it's just a little tough. Well, leaving her a pretty routine shot in the side here.
All right. Haley taking a 3-0 lead over Chopp. All right. So
Chop,
did
chop.
she just, no, they're
Chop it,
still down
chop.
there. I was like, did somebody take a break? Did I miss something?
Oh, it seems all good.
So, how many times have you been here? You've been here a lot.
Oh my
You've
God.
been here a
I've
lot.
been here a lot.
Well, I'm not counting. I guess I'm not counting since the old venue, because we were all there quite a bit at the other borderline.
Oh, well, for this venue, I think this is the second time since
Second
they
time,
moved.
me
Because
too.
they only moved we played a WPBA event here last year,
Yeah.
May. And that was right after they moved. First time I played here was in 2009, before I even got on the Pro Tour. And I played a regional tournament and it was very exciting. A bunch of this. I was 25 and I was trying to go pro, and I was traveling all over playing
At
qualifiers.
Borderline?
Here, I played here. Yeah,
Oh.
Borderline. Yeah,
Nice.
obviously she was at that old location for
Yeah.
a long, long time. And I remember I came down with a bunch of the girls from New York girls came down, and I loved it. The room was so great, and I'd never played Janet. And of course, this is her room and her community, and it was very intense to play her because we had 100 people. They built these huge bleachers. It was really great turnout, of course. And no one knew who I was, so I would play well and didn't. And then Janet
It was
played
like
exceptionally
crickets.
well.
And then when Janet would shoot, the whole crowd was like, "Whoa!"
And
I've had to play her at Borderline before.
but I fell in love with her right away. I ended up losing Hill. I feel like I dogged the 9 because I was so nervous. And she walks up to me and she's a great match. She's like, "Why aren't you on tour?" And I was like, "Janet, I'm trying. I'm right there." and then I got on tour next year. Then I qualified and got on tour 2010. And then I've probably played here, I'm going to say a dozen times total, mostly
Yeah.
WPBA.
Yeah, because she had the Sledgehammer Open for a few
Sledgehammer
years, and then
Open,
she just did WPBA events as well. Well, so I know the feeling. My best finish at Borderline, I was 9th through 12th, and that was at the old venue the last time we were there.
Yep.
And I had to play her to advance. It's so hard
So
when the whole crowd is like, I got really lucky
we love
though.
her so much because she's such
Yeah,
one of the
she's
best
great,
women
right?
ever. Yeah.
But I got really lucky because a lot of the crowd had been watching me throughout the day before.
Yeah.
And so I got really lucky from I had also gained some fans out of her fans. So they were
Yeah.
equally kind to me when they would cheer.
Yeah.
I got so lucky because it was scary. You don't want to play
That's the
Janet in
thing.
your
Like
home
then,
floor.
yeah, that's the thing. It was like the first time ever, and it was very intense. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
then once I would start coming here regularly, and then I became, regular on tour. Now I love coming here. It's the best community. I have so many friends and fans at this pool hall, and I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
But
It's a great space. I mean, the people here are so awesome. But I think the people in the South are just, they're cut different,
Yeah.
and they're kind, and
Yeah.
they're always nice to
The
you.
Southern charm.
And if they're
Real
talking smack because they say, "Oh, bless your
respect.
heart."
Yeah.
You'll know that they're making fun of you if they tell you that.
It's good to remember, actually. As a New Yorker, I don't know if I sometimes catch
If somebody
that,
says to you, Emily, "Oh, and bless your heart," you'd be
bless
like,
your heart.
"Damn it."
Okay, good to know.
All right, so she makes a decent shot on the 3. She plays, with a little bit of inside, it looks as though, to get into the window of the purple 4.
Yeah, we're playing the 4. They're in the side of the corner here. Right, so she plays on the side. I would, do a draw back to play the 5 on the side, but where the 6 is towards the bottom of the table. Yeah, so I like it like that. I like that. It was a good shot. She made sure to get the right side of the 5.
Yeah.
No, I feel like she's too much angle to hold one rail, right? She can't just tap the 5 in and get on the 6, but maybe it's hard to tell from here. Otherwise, she could let her stroke out a little bit and try to go around the 6 and play the 6 in the bottom left corner.
All right, well
See,
done.
that's why
Yeah.
as I said, it was too much angle to do that. You had to let it out. Let that stroke out. Go around. So now I don't think she has an available pocket, right? There's a nice safety. I like the safety just rolling up on I think it's the 8 ball right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's the 8, and then
Yeah, is the 7's
the
in the
6.
middle of the pocket.
Yeah.
So I looks like she's trying to thin the 6, maybe something not cue ball up table. Yeah, that was a good option. A little further. Definitely a good defensive option, I would say, but that was the problem if you didn't get behind it. Still tricky. I like the more aggressive safety would have been just rolling the 6 up and then freezing her on the 8 ball. It's got a little bit of angle here. Not a ton, but I think she could come out one rail. Keep it simple and try to play the 7 in the top right corner.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering too
Yeah.
if at this point being down 3 racks, if Ronnette's thinking about any of that too, because that can add some stress to the situation
Yeah, of
when you know
course.
you have an opportunity and then you know you're down, right? And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta take advantage of this right now.
Yeah. Well, these girls, I think, are going like, one shot at a time, as they should be, as all of us really should be. But, I think they're just trying to, pocket and get the best position they can. That was, again, a tall order because it was a little straight. She missed that. So I guess the one rail kick here is really the best. Going to try to potentially try to make the 7 in the right side pocket. She's just looking for contact here, though. Just doesn't want to give her ball in hand.
It looks as though she may be going to grab her jump cue.
It does. I
is.
mean,
She's only getting over a quarter of the ball.
it's true. I agree that you're just really jumping
just
into
close
that
to it,
edge.
yeah.
My comfort zone is not so much when the balls are so close together for jumps. So I'm old school and I'm so strong at kicking. I'm more comfortable with more distance on the jump. But let's see if she can dart jump this. Hey,
Yeah, nice.
yes, great effort, great hit, and well executed. Ends
Well
up
done.
getting a little love jelly roll there. Yeah, so now there's a nice kick safe here. You can come from behind the 7s and the 7 up table. And then cue ball can go behind the 7-8, but she's going right at it. Maybe she has a piece of it. Oh, she had the edge.
Well, this just got really tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's going to need the bridge and possibly her extension too.
Yep. Maybe even a double bridge. I've been teaching that at my clinics lately. Now to stack 2 bridges together. It's so amazing. Some people don't know that.
That you can do it, yeah.
Yeah, that it comes up. It's really, I mean, if you're elevated, jacked up over a ball like this and you can't reach it, I think that I'm so used to it because of straight pull. I play a lot of
Yeah.
straight pull in New York, and it comes up so often with straight pull because you get stuck over the clusters and packs. This one I think is fine. She also has a little kind of gap between the 8 and the 9.
She's from there.
Okay, so she did need the bridge and the extension.
Yep, good call. And I think one bridge, but probably on its highest level, one bridge on the highest level. This is where you really want to keep that stroke on the bridge short and just that clean kind of follow through, and don't do a lot of isolating all that movement out. Because it's so precise when you're elevated like this.
Very.
Yeah. I tried to play a safe, which was a good call, and almost got her behind the 8-9 little cluster right there. This is, I mean, the 8 ball doesn't go, I think, in the bottom right. I think the 9's in the way.
Yeah. It
What
may
do you
go in the
think?
left, though.
It might.
Maybe.
Yes,
It's tight.
It's tight.
Mm-hmm. Real tight.
From this angle, it looks like it goes in the bottom left. But when we went to the side camera, not so
Yeah,
much.
it didn't look the
So,
same, but it doesn't mean much.
It's true. We do our
Camera
best,
views are
guys,
different.
right? Do our best as commentators, and our only data is the cameras. But it's much different when you're down there and shooting the balls on the table. Yeah, I kind of like if the drag draw down and try to. She can't get really close to it, but I would try to get by the side pocket. Get somebody to watch this hit if she's playing that. Yeah, maybe it's not much. It's not that tight. I'm scared. That would be.
So later there will be.
All right. Well,
For viewers watching, if you're in that situation, get a referee. If you're the opponent, get a referee to watch that shot.
yeah,
It's
just
just because it's so tight.
absolutely.
That is something
Absolutely.
that's also like seasoning and experience when you've had situations that look like they might not be close, and then you are ensuring now there's no other.
Yeah, because once the shot
no
is
ref.
completed, if you didn't have anyone watch it, you can't complain about it.
Yep.
And that's one thing I
And it
always
goes to
tell
the
people.
shooter.
Yeah, and it goes to the
shooter.
shooter. So if you're really in question,
It's your responsibility as the
yes.
opponent
And if
to
you
stop.
don't get it, don't go crying to your friends. Well, they fouled. Well, you should have called the ref.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of sympathy in those situations,
Agreed.
you
I
know?
agree. Well, there we go. I think I'm gonna get on the board. Hopefully here, let's have a good opportunity.
All right. All right. I think the ladies are back in action. Saw some of the live scores around the room. Lots of those are all, I believe they're all B-side matches, playing and trying to get to that final stage. All the A-side matches of stage one are through. So there are 8 coming from the A side and then 8 coming from the B side of this bracket, with 16 advancing to the final stage to run into the seeded players. And then I think, and then I think the top 16 seeded players, we advance in one round, right?
We do.
We start at
because
7.
it turns into a 48-player bracket. So it looks like right now we have 8 players that have advanced for sure. And that's
Absolutely.
Vanessa Hood, Ronnette Ricci, Carrie Anderson,
Nice.
Tracy Hardy, Nate Goldman, Gail Lave,
I'm not sure. I want
Amanda
to say it like Lave.
Lave, Amanda Mann, Kelly Wyatt. And so those are our 8 that have gone through the winner's side and are set. And the other girls are grinding. See if we have any.
And those were the matches that we just pulled up over here.
Exactly.
Must
They're all
be,
fighting for their tournament life.
Something's going on. Can't take 7-player breaks, ladies. We got to go. All right, so it looks like Haley is back at the table. Ronnette to break.
Great.
Okay, we're back in action. You know, up until this point, though, I've been really fortunate. I haven't had to enforce the shot clock on any of the feature tables.
Oh, so they're not on a shot clock?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So far, I've been really fortunate. They've
They've
stayed
been moving
pretty much on
along
pace.
Pretty well, yeah.
These guys are a little behind pace, but normally by now, an hour into the match, but they also started the match a little late because Ronnette was still
Because they were
playing
waiting
the
for
day.
for the opponent. Yep.
So they're
Yeah,
not
and after
technically
this,
behind.
whoever's set is going to be playing at 5. regardless. So there's a little break time here before
Absolutely.
our stage 2 begins. So a good amount of distance here. The one to make the one, she has dry. Ronnette has dry break, has had a dry break. So now it's Haley. She has a 1 top left corner, but definitely some distance. 2 in the side. That was pretty good. Get back down table. Yeah. That was a tricky shot. Really a lot of distance.
Yeah, and if she'd cut that ball a little thinner, she might have been a little too much pace on it to hold it for the side. I don't know. It depends, I guess.
Yep.
And this is a really nicely open rack, though. So the first one that gets a clean look at the one,
Yeah,
has a
it
real
is.
opportunity.
Yeah, it's just the key shot, I would say, is the getting on the 4
From
to,
the 3,
to,
yeah.
to the 4 to the 5, really. So to get back from the 3, the 3, 4, 5 is really that little 3-ball cluster.
Yeah.
Because once you're there, you're in a good spot.
I did like a hip move,
Yeah, yeah.
to bump the ball, just stay there.
Well, he's doing body English in the booth.
I am.
Yes, body English. I'm a big fan. I'm obviously animated when I play, and big fan of body English. All right, so good opportunity. Didn't quite follow through on that. It was pretty pokey, which is why she made the shot, but really didn't get the cue ball position. All right, we always want to go completely through the ball with our stroke. Don't want to just stop it mid. You're slowing down the inertia of that cue. It was a lovely shot from Haley there. A lot of distance and well executed. Now, let's see. So that 4 has moved into kind of a better position than it was in because it was on
Yeah.
the top rail.
Yeah, it's much easier to get to from the 3 now.
She really needs to miss the 6. I would draw and just try to miss the 6. Yeah,
Well done.
did that well.
She's going to have a steep
It's
cut on the floor.
tester. It's a little tester.
Well, Haley seems to strike the ball okay, though. She seems
does,
to
yeah.
pocket the balls well.
For sure. Yeah, her fundamentals are pretty solid. Every now and then there's a not complete follow through or maybe a little pokey. That also a lot of times comes from nerves, right? It's a big match and on the stream table, so you tend to kind of let that adrenaline, hijack you and make your fundamentals wonky. But she looks, seeing how she followed through it into the air there
Yeah.
and really kind of twisted at the end.
Yeah,
Right?
the cue's coming up on her follow through.
Exactly.
So it's
For
a
that shot, but
telltale.
some of guys, it's, the reason why I'm bringing this up too is fundamentals are a big difference of, getting you to that top level, getting you to a higher level of play, right? Your pre-shot routine, that really consistent follow through, delivering the cue downward into the table, isolating movement out besides your arm.
Yeah, I mean,
all
these are
that-
all
all
things
that
that
stuff.
as you progress, if you want to advance to the next level, these are all things that need to be considered going forward.
For sure.
And without these basic fundamental, without those things, you're going to be hard pressed to make it to the next level. you know?
Yeah. And guys, if you are looking to get to the next level with pool, I would recommend finding an instructor and a coach in your area, a professional player or a certified coach or a certified instructor, because they are really, it's hard to figure out those little ways that you need to tweak and the bad habits you have that you need to fix without that person.
Absolutely.
It's so worth the money and the energy and the time, and I feel like all of us that are at a higher level have trained and worked with with people on the different various parts of our game. So definitely recommend that. And I actually just got certified with the PBIA.
I was going to tell
Yeah.
you congrats, but I
Yeah,
was
thanks.
waiting for you to get through all that.
Yeah.
So if you need an instructor in the New York area,
Yes, exactly.
reach out to them.
Yeah, there's a lot of wonderful instructors in the PBIA, which is the Professional Billiard Association, Instructor Association. And I'm now in as an advanced instructor, and I'd be happy to help you if you're in the New York area.
Oh,
Well,
she almost may have had a 3-bowl combination right there.
don't think it was I think she was trying to make the 9 on the side, but that would have been a lovely result. I feel like Now she wants to run this up and play the combo. The 5 ball might follow the 8 ball in here, so you want to be aware of that with the cue ball too. But then also, if it hangs, you want to not get, hooked on the 9. So
Oh, she could follow it in. That would have
Yeah.
been fun.
yeah, I think
Right.
that was a good result because she hung it and didn't get hooked behind the 9,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, this ball is very deep and it is going to always a little tricky to play position off of it.
Well done.
Yeah, I think it's just a great
Little
option
long,
to keep
right?
it
But-
simple. Yeah, I think she decided to just, make sure she got a good option on the 6, even if it was long. Which I agree with that choice.
Absolutely.
A lot of other bad things could have happened.
Like something else I was saying too was about when you make mistakes because you're trying to get position, sometimes it's better to just make the ball and accept a tougher shot.
Yes,
And
agreed.
and as you grow, you'll learn that sometimes that's just what you have to do, and especially 9 ball. I mean,
Yes, agreed.
sometimes you just have to take this tougher shot because I'd much rather be at the table shooting a tough shot than to be sitting in my chair because I missed an easy ball and letting my opponent
Trying
win.
to get
Right.
position that wasn't even possible.
Right.
As opposed to, I agree.
Or too
Yeah.
difficult to really swing at. You know what I mean? You're gonna
Yeah.
get position 1 out of 7 times. You know what I mean on a shot like that.
Yeah, agreed.
Or trying to force angle when really you could just cinch the ball. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of little things that come in handy. That once you get comfortable, you start being okay accepting tougher shots.
For sure. Yeah, take what the table's giving you, and sometimes you're just like accept it and settle and then go plan B, but I agree. And also sometimes we try to create shots that aren't even possible, and our brain tries to,
Make
you
that happen.
yeah, create it, and then it's like I learned that from Alex Lely. I was trying to do the shot and he's like, honestly, I just don't think that you're I was such a high level player, and he's like, but sometimes you're creating these things and your brain can trick you, and he's like, go back to like something simple if you're in that position.
Yes. That's smart.
Yeah. Yes, guys, this is Emily Duddy in the booth. I'm happy to join Lonnie Fox Raymond here today, and thank you so much for tuning in and supporting these lovely ladies and us, the WPBA, as well as Borderline Billiards, and all of the great sponsors that really supported this event to make it happen.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. I think that's one thing about the WPBA and all the different sponsors that we've made connections with in the last few years. Like, yeah, Diamond is a WPBA sponsor, but Olhausen is also involved with us, and so is Brunswick. And we're really lucky to have all that.
For sure.
Because we're just really blessed that these great companies will work with us and be a part of our WPBA family without any of this silly stuff.
Agreed. And and you and the WPBA team has also grown though to make the brand stronger and our numbers stronger and all that stuff. So it's a really wonderful partnership.
Oh, get it in there. Swish.
Yeah, great shot, Haley.
Okay, Haley.
Jumping.
4-1 over Ronnette Chopp. I hope I'm saying that right.
I feel like you are.
Ronnette. Well,
Ronnette Chopp.
my real name is Ronnette. A lot of people don't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's my real name. And
Ronnette.
it's, yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
that's
I don't
pretty.
use 2 N's. I just use 1, but it's similar to that. So
Okay.
I'm thinking Ronnette, you know what I mean? But
I feel like it's Ronnette. I think you're saying it right.
yeah, they
then
probably call her
Chopp.
Ronnie,
Ronnie.
would be my guess.
I don't know, maybe we'll, if we ever get to, I'm sure, meet her hanging around. But both of their names are cool.
Yeah.
Actually.
All right, so it looks like Haley will be breaking, and she does have the lead. The score is 4-1 in her favor. This is a race to 6, so basically it's a 5-2 race if
Yeah.
Ronnette wants to make it back. Actually, it'd be a 5-1 because she can't let her get more than one more game.
Yep. It's a big game right here
It's
too.
a
to
big
either
swing when you're playing
yeah.
someone even in skill with you to try to win 5-1 on them.
Mm-hmm.
When you're, it
Yeah,
looks as though
completely.
they're fairly even skilled.
Yep.
I would say too, yesterday, not so much. I don't know. I haven't noticed it as much today, but yesterday I saw a lot of the young ladies and the women in this event that it was so clearly obvious that they were nervous. And I love that for them because I think you have to go through that, right? And
Yeah.
maybe if they get through and they win a spot into the WPBA, maybe just maybe they'll have a little more confidence coming into that.
Yeah.
Because it's very daunting playing in the
Yeah.
WPBA, especially for your very first time.
Yeah. Well, honestly, there's no way around the nerves. There's no way around the adrenaline. I tell that to people that you have to build. It's like practicing and building a muscle. It's building the resiliency, right? And so you have to really, you're so nervous at the amateur level, and then you're comfortable, and then you're so nervous at the semi-pro level, and then you're comfortable, and then you're nervous in WPB at the beginning, and then you're comfortable, and then you get to the world championships in China and Taiwan and Philippines, and then you have to grow. But as a player playing world championships regularly all over the world, it's you have to put in that time at every level.
You just have to find ways to cope.
Yeah.
And still try to be your best version of yourself in that process.
Well, I don't think it's stress management. It's really adrenaline
like
management.
coping, right?
Yeah, coping, stress management, but it's also just going through it. Like even if you walk in and you're like, like a therapist, you're not going to be able to just walk in and just be like, I control my heart rate, I control this. It's just because it's brand new.
For sure.
Our brains, I say that because I do have my bachelor's in psychology. But it's so interesting that when we're doing something so new like this, our brain is in fight or flight. And that's that nerves and that adrenaline. And either you can be, afraid, frozen, excited, all the things.
So
combined.
if someone was struggling with that and you had to give them some small pieces of advice, what would you say? What would you give them some techniques? Would you tell them, what would be some of the pointers that you would give someone who battles with nerves when they're playing?
Yeah. So I would say that to incorporate stress management techniques into like your daily life. I love yoga because yoga helps you work on your breathing. It helps you control your breathing, and it also helps your body and stretch. Or meditation, even without the yoga part. If you don't have time for that, you can also be working on if you work on your fundamentals and your pre-shot routine when you have somebody teach it to you, and then you start putting those pieces together, it really helps your mental game because you can trust your pre-shot routine.
Yes, right? I would agree with that.
Yeah, and so it's really if you work on the fundamentals being better, you have less nervous because you can fall back on the default on that.
Yeah, because if you put into play the proper routines, when you get to the table, if you're executing those routines properly,
yes,
it will do the work for you.
Yes.
And eventually it will take away some of the nervous energy. I learned breathing techniques. That was some things that I've worked on in the last year or so.
Breathing techniques are great.
Some breathing techniques. And so these are all wonderful tools. And Em's right. If you practice, and put into routine the things that you'd like to do when you're competing, it will come around. It will happen for you.
Yeah. And it's because if you work on the muscle memory part, then your brain is like, okay, you're just like, I'm going to play this in this pocket with bottom right. And then done.
It's weird
step
how
into the shot,
it will just
execute.
do it.
Exactly. Yeah. But when you don't have it, then all of a sudden all those thoughts start to creep in, like what if I miss this, and what if I lose this game, I'm gonna be knocked out of the tournament, and all these things. So getting yourself back to like a place of, if you're in that, you're spiraling, right? You're in the weeds. Like if you're in hospitality or if you're stressful and you're in the weeds, I would recommend to just go back to, I'm putting the best follow through, best stroke on the ball. I'll focus on one part of my pre-shot routine, like my pause on my backstroke, or really sending the cue ball with my eyes and freezing my body on that final stroke. Sure. And I'll just focus on the one thing and just try to get my brain back to simple. Pocket this, do this. Because when you're hijacked,
Yeah, when
Right.
Herman takes over, I call him Herman.
Your Herman is
Yeah,
your
I
evil
name him
little man that
Herman.
you
He's the
takes
guy I'm
over.
not supposed to talk to when I'm
Oh, I
playing
like that
pool.
you name him. I've never
He's
thought
in
of
my
that.
head. We call him
Yeah.
Herman.
Okay.
Herman's a bad dude.
Yeah, Herman's
Like
evil.
when Herman starts talking and then I start talking back,
Mm-hmm.
I might as well just pack it up.
I have a Herman, and
Yeah.
I need to. I've now have thought. I'm
Now you
gonna.
have to find a
Yeah, I
name
have to
for
find a
him.
name. Fortunately, my Herman definitely rears his ugly head less and less
Yeah.
because I've been, because now I've trained myself, and I also, guys, it's also about just the amount of balls you're hitting is such a big part because when you're rusty and
Yeah.
if you're not playing enough and you jump into a tournament
Yes.
and you're like don't know if you're gonna like actually like pocket as your normal percentage, then you're just feel scared and rusty off and all that.
Absolutely. That's where routine comes in so helpful. I've learned, but I
Yeah,
do think
routine
that
is big.
there are benefits to
Oh, the
having
breathing
breathing
technique.
techniques.
And a basic breathing technique is just four counts in, 4 counts out, hold 4 counts. It's like just 4 4 4. Really
Yeah.
easy to remember. And she's, I agree. Like for me, the yoga practice and stuff is incorporated in. I have a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of different
That's a
breathing
big-
routines.
yeah.
Another good one is like 5 breathing, in for 5, or breathing out for 5, in for, and then in for 7, and then holding, But I like the 4 4 4. It keeps it really simple.
Yeah, and then you don't have to remember what number am I on.
Yeah, because I'm an advanced kind of a yogi. I get into like, I have a few different ones I use, but just
just
having a
think that-
simple go-to to
Yeah.
regulate, to calm your it's really calming your nervous system and slowing down your heart rate. That's really what
Well,
you're
and
trying to do.
that's
right?
exactly how you can alleviate some of the nervous energy, right?
Yep.
And weirdly enough, when you're focused on breathing, you're not thinking about all the bad things that are going on at the
Yep.
moment.
Yep.
So it really
That's it.
helps. It's like it's really just a mechanism to get your mind off of the
Yeah.
things that you shouldn't be
Yeah.
focusing
Yeah,
on.
it's resetting your nervous system. And that's like when you're being hijacked by that adrenaline, hijacked by those nerves.
Absolutely.
That is basically your nervous system is like frantic. It's off and it just doesn't know what to do. And so it's like freaking out.
All right, so it looks like these ladies are having a bunch of back and forth action in this rack.
We're letting
And
this kinda
we're
go,
just
yeah.
kind of babbling away over here. So, I'm actually watching the match. It's just
I am as well.
Em
It's
and I just
been
talk. That's what
kinda-
happens when we get together. So, I apologize if we've lost focus, but
Well, I
we
think
are watching.
too, well, I think we can recognize here too, like where the 8 ball is.
Yeah.
That's why they've been going back and forth with the 7, the 6, and the
Yeah.
7. So we're kind of gonna let them get into a better place. Like right now, interesting. Here's an interesting thought though. You don't really want to make the 7 ball because you can't really get on the 8.
No,
You
this
know,
would
I
be
mean,
the
you
moment to
can-
play a safety of some kind.
Yeah, even if it's like, see,
Well,
and
she
I
may
don't
just
mind
accept
that.
the hard shot. We
I
did
don't
talk
mind
about
it.
this.
We did accept. You're right. We did.
We did. We talked about just accepting a tougher shot instead
Yeah.
of trying to force for position.
Yeah, I feel like when I said that, I thought that she had a lot more angle.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't just hold it. Now, she can cut this in and kind of let the cue ball fly. She could play safety.
She could.
If she doesn't
There
like
is
it.
a safety option here.
Yeah.
And I agree. These shots, this was a shot, or these particular types of shots were when I first came back to playing again after many years not playing on the 9-footer, I would try to roll those and hold them for the 9 in the same pocket. And I found out that that's such an easy way to decelerate your stroke.
Yes.
And now I'm like, oh no, I'm swinging for the fences. We're going for rails and back around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But when you first come around and nerves play such a big part in it,
Yeah.
you forget that you need to hit it those ways,
For sure.
So some pointers.
it's
Whoa, is this really okay?
I will say that Ronnette hit that two-way shot and speed perfectly.
Really well.
Yeah, so obviously she could aim for the overcut there, and she missed it really well and left the cue ball up table. But Haley came with a fantastic hit,
Right,
kick
so
on the 8.
they did put these ladies on a shot clock, and we may see some misses because of that if they're not comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of times, and that's
a good
another
call.
reason I've been avoiding putting some of these ladies on the shot clock on the feature table because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to miss simply because they're uncomfortable with that. It's
Yeah.
new, but it is part of the WPBA.
It is.
So they are going to have to learn how to handle that.
Nice shot there by
Haley,
Haley.
oh, she knows it. She's like, okay, ball, stop. All right.
Yep.
So good shot on the 8 for Haley. And it looks like this could potentially put her on the hill.
Yes.
All right.
Wonderful.
Haley taking a big swing there, 5-1 over Ronnette Chopp. Haley is sitting on the hill. This is a race to 6. This is going to be the last match before we start the final stage. So we will have, after this match, we will have a 2-hour break. And I think we'll be back at 5 o'clock.
Back at 5.
So after this match is completed, we'll go ahead and shut things down. I got a few tech things I need to work on, but I also need to get down there and warm up. So,
Me too.
and I know that we don't have a lot of time because once they start, we'll be back in action. Looks like Haley is really trying to hold it down, and the shot clock may be affecting them both. Actually, I didn't realize Michael was shot clocking.
I actually saw him walk over at some point, but I didn't know for sure if they went on. But now, once they, like, I saw the extension thing. But I think I agree with both sides of what you're saying, Lonnie, that of course it's like makes them uncomfortable and they've never been used to it, but it's a good opportunity for them to get on it and to know what it's like if they do end up playing on the WPBA. It's also good to be uncomfortable sometimes and just have to like work through it. You know, I tell a lot of my students, you have to embrace the suck.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, because there's so often, even when you're down on a ball, right? And I like if you're elevated over a ball or you're in an uncomfortable position, right? What does your body want to do? It wants to move out of that position, and you're trying to isolate any movement except for your arm. Right. And so you really want to settle into that and embrace the suck and be like, all right, that's what I remind myself.
I can handle it.
Yeah. When I'm jacked up over a ball, I'm like, embracing the suck. This is really terrible, but I love it. I love it. I'm going to make this ball. It's going to be great. Just like it.
Absolutely.
Right. And so this is another way of
embracing the suck.
Embrace the suck, you know?
Well, and I think too, that's a good shot. Nice try.
That was a great attempt.
I think too that if they were wise, instead of being mad about the shot clock, because that's what happens a lot of times. People get mad, like, why, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of being upset about it,
too sometimes.
I think you gotta remember that you know, if you were overthinking before, the one thing about the shot clock is now it's forcing you to trust your instincts.
Yes.
And usually your instincts are right on. I mean, they're more on than they're not. They're off, you know? And so really you should just embrace that opportunity to, you know, be okay, fine. I'm just going to make my decision and I'm going to get down and do it. It is what it is, you know?
Yeah. I think it's actually helped. I've I won't say the name, but even just a recent, like a pro that's gotten higher ranked, you know, she would talk about that she struggled with her pace and taking too much time. And then she got put on a shot clock and it like changed her whole perspective because she started trusting herself and shooting better. And it was like a really an eye-opening experience, and it helped her game a lot.
Yeah, because once you're at a certain level and you've put the practice and the time in, to be completely fair, your instincts should be right on point. You know, and so it just takes away from all the overthinking and forces you to be more.
There are moments where you need to sit back and analyze. Okay, I have these three offensive shots and these two defensive options, and which one's best. But that's why you have the extension, right? To have that opportunity to take that little bit more time when it's needed. But for the most part, you can keep it moving quickly and keep the match on pace.
Absolutely.
Guys, just want to let you know, thank you for tuning into our stream. However, on the other stream, the Borderline Billiards page, it is Hill.
Between Haley and Kaylee.
Yeah, Haley and Kaylee. Haley Marion and Kaylee Sullivan.
Yeah, Hill on that table.
Big game here, and the winner of this game will advance on.
Yeah, because I do think that those ladies, both of the feature matches at the moment are B-side matches. So whoever wins these matches, they will advance. Whoever loses will be defeated in this event, but have a great experience going forward from it. So that's fantastic.
Also, Kaylee Sullivan and Haley Marion have both played on the WPBA, an actual the higher level pro events as well. And they're both kind of right there trying to get better and trying to really.
Shoot, I didn't think Haley was even still playing pool. When
Oh,
I came
yeah.
in and I saw her, I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
I know you.
Hey,
What you
hey.
doing? What you doing?
Yeah, no,
I
she's
see
been
you."
putting, she's sophomore in college now and been putting the time back in, doing really well. She's studying social work.
Yeah, she's such a doll.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a doll,
And she's been here working with Janet in this pool room since she was a little baby. And she also, but she also works in bartends here as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool. I didn't know she was bartending.
yeah, on occasion she helps out with shifts and stuff here too. And she's a hardworking girl, she's working as well as school and working at playing pool, so doing it all.
All right, so Ronnette really needs to tighten down here. I would not be wanting to give it Haley any single shot that she can see. If I
Agreed.
can't make it, she can't either.
Yeah, it was a great safety opportunity to put the cue ball behind the 5-9 and send the 4-ball up table here.
Very smart shot.
Yep, and well executed, and leaving her frozen on the rail is even better.
Absolutely. This looks really good.
Yeah, that was really well executed and thought out. And right, you want to remove the jump if possible. So making it, frozen on the rail helps remove the jump there.
Superman Chopp, so I see this scrolling on the top.
Like that's
That's all around the world.
I don't know how close you have to be to the TV to check it out.
Yeah, I have to buy photos don't work on it.
We're all kind of
All
sweating
right.
both
Yeah,
tables.
we're watching both tables. So ball in hand here on the 4-ball, and if she can get she can get a pretty good angle here on the 5. She wants to be, make sure she doesn't have the side where she's running into the 9-ball, right? So she wants to make sure she has a nice open, area there. Now, also, would have preferred not to be on the rail and not to be so straight. Right, so she really wanted a little bit more pace there.
You just gotta take your night in one class, get a bigger TV.
Well, she stunned right through that
Yeah.
shot. She did manage to get it to
Yeah,
the rail
she
and back
settled,
out.
right? Settled for that longer 6-ball. And just now roll this in, really. Don't do anything too much with the cue ball here. Focus on making the shot. Taking the 8. Yeah, it was a great shot. Got one more great shot. Hopefully get some position on the 9 here. Fighting for her tournament life.
She's got to come with a good one here.
Yeah.
I mean, there are safeties available to this, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess it depends on your skill level and what you're comfortable with that day.
Yeah, she could bunt it and just try to leave her a bank, but Haley banked in that 9-ball earlier, so I'd be swinging at this, I think. I'd rather go out swinging than go out with the safe. Look, my
so close.
that was a very nice run.
She knew it too. She
Ronnette.
kept her cue on the table like, darn it.
Yeah.
This is a good opportunity for Haley to close this match down and advance to the final stage.
Mm-hmm. All right. And
Ooh, this is a good look at the 9.
Yeah. Right, little straight, little close to the rail. Just gonna keep her cue nice and level, and follow through with those beautiful fundamentals. Yeah.
done.
Well done.
All right, so Haley Cradic is advancing. I hope I'm saying that right. Over Ronnette Chopp. Haley is also advancing to the final stage, so she'll be in the big dog bracket for this event.
in this stage 2.
That's exciting.
Very exciting.
That's always goal number 1 in these 2-staged events like this. So she has been successful at that. Congratulations to Ronnette. She made it really deep into this tournament,
Yes, she
but
did, yeah.
she's unfortunately eliminated at this point. All right, guys, I need to give a special thank you to Emily Duddy for coming in and just giving us all she's got. She's always so great
My
in the booth.
pleasure. Thanks,
And
Lonnie.
you're welcome. And guys, we're gonna shut her down and we're gonna get her rebooted and get a few things technical, tech stuff done. Sorry, I'm really stuttery today. I'm trying to keep
Well,
up.
you're working hard, Lonnie. A lot of brain power. But thank you so
So-
much for watching, guys.
Yeah.
And tune in later. Stage 2 starts tonight. Lonnie and I are both playing at 7. We are both in the top 16 of this tournament, and the competition is going to get better and better. So stay tuned.